Have you ever said after a race, "Oh, I give my best, and despite that I'm slower than the others"? Why? Don't worry, it's completely relatable. But have you ever wondered why you can't get faster or better at driving? Well, in this video I show you the top 5 things which prevents us from getting better and or being faster on racing games according to my experience, but also or what I saw while giving my private lesson with my students. Place your bets, guys. Ready? Let's make it clear one time for all, guys. If you want to be fast, forget about the keyboard and controller. Professional sim racers use the steering wheel. Esports sim racers use the steering wheel. Real drivers use the steering wheel, luckily. If you have just a keyboard and you don't have enough money for a brand new sim racing equipment, buy an unused steering wheel, or a controller at least, which is, in my opinion, better than the keyboard, because it gives you a minimal sensitivity on the steering, brake and throttle. Also, when you have your steering wheel, be sure your pedals are well fixed to the ground, in that way they don't move. I saw a lot of people who can't be faster on sim racing because their equipment isn't well fixed or installed, so be careful, guys, because many people give not enough importance to this element. Often we underestimate this element, but fatigue, physical or mental or both, is very common plague between sim racers. Why do we underestimate it? Because fatigue is sneaky, it's devious, and often we don't notice it because it starts slowly. We keep driving normally, the race pace seems okay, but you see, lap by lap, you struggle to keep the car on the track, and inevitably we end with a little or serious mistake. Usually, according to all sim racers and students I raced with, fatigue starts after 1 hour and a half or 2 hours of intense gameplay non-stop. Beginners and amateurs sometimes get angry because they think they just are regressing instead of progressing, but don't worry, it's okay. You're just getting tired. Moreover, if you're used to drive with strong force feedback on your steering wheel, unless you're a strong person, I guarantee you won't last long. My advice? Just have a rest. But if you have to do an endurance race which lasts more than 2 hours, prepare yourself. Remove every negative emotion, because emotion break your concentration and tie your brain. Try to watch the game HUD and timings less as possible. Focus on the road and stay away from your opponents.
Well done, mate. Fastest lap of the race so far.
Frustration creates stress. Stress creates fatigue. Fatigue creates frustration. It's a vicious circle which you could easily avoid. Be emotionless while driving. overtakes you because he's way faster than you? Don't worry, keep your race pace. If he's way faster than you, probably there could be several reasons for that. Better tire status, less fuel, better car, or yeah, simply he is a skilled driver. So, if your defense skills aren't enough and he managed to overtake you, don't get frustrated or stressed. If you drive with these negative emotions, you lose your focus and obviously you drive worse. Another source of frustration and stress are driving mistakes. We expect a lot from ourselves, so when we do mistakes, we get angry. Wrong behavior. When you do mistakes, you have to keep your cool. Study the reasons of your mistakes, and when you understood everything, try avoid it in the next lap. You must be like Iceman, or at least don't take it too seriously like it was the race of your life. It's strange, but somehow some people manage to get faster when they are under pressure. For example, when there is someone in front of you and you try to reach him, or when you have someone behind you who is menacing you to take your position. But this works only for few people. Imagine you're an average sim driver on the track trying to beat your personal best, but you are inconsistent in your lap times. Despite that, you keep insisting and insisting, trying and retrying, but nothing. You can still beat your record lap and your consistency is awful. Stop for a moment and think. Maybe practice isn't enough. Maybe I'm missing something. I mean, it's useless doing 50 laps on the track if you see you can't improve. I admire your patience, but it's a completely waste of time. So, what can you do? Inform yourself. Racing line, throttle control, trial braking, heel to a technique, lift off oversteer, car setup, steering wheel configuration, in-game visual, weight transfer, car's drivetrain. Are you applying the golden rules low in, fast out? There are a lot of things to know before going on the track, if you want to be competitive. One thing I notice of people who lack in knowledge is they tend to overdrive their car. Worst decision ever. Overdriving means oversteering when you don't have to, late braking, turning too much the steering wheel and not modulating the throttle. If you overdrive your car, you won't just be slower, but you increase the mistakes per lap ratio and you torture more the car. Engine, transmission, tires, brakes.
Six right, extra long, into narrow, 5 left, 30, 6 right.
Skills basically measure how good you are at applying rules of the theory. If you have a lack of knowledge on the theory, be sure you'll never be a skilled driver. But let's imagine you're a pro driver. Your theory knowledge is on point, and you have several years of experience on the track. But despite that, you see drivers who are actually faster than you. So what can you do? Many people think they overcome their limits, but the reality is you can't overcome them. You have your limit, and the only thing you can do is to place it higher as you can, thanks to your experience. And this rule is valid for everyone, beginners and pros. Even the other SimRacer YouTubers you're following. Despite our experience, we are still learning and getting better and faster every day. I'm on YouTube since 2011, and if you see my older videos and you compare them with my videos of the last year, you'll notice a big difference in terms of driving skills.
6 left, 150. 5 left, extra.
At this point you tell me, okay, I think I reached the higher point of my apogee, the peak of my SimRacing career. But despite that, there are a lot of people who still beat me. So what can I do? Nothing. You simply reached your skills limit. I know. It sounds disappointing and quite obvious. But there are some people who don't accept it and get crazy because they try desperately to get better and better, when the reality is there are people who are less or more skilled than others. So simply accept yourself for what you can do. And most importantly, be proud of your improvements. Always compare your current yourself with your past yourself. Well, I hope this video helped you to understand why you can't go faster on racing games, and what you can do to improve your performances. As always, thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.